This is the perfect RIA, in case you didn't know. Bringing you all the strategies to help your business grow. Are you happy? Are you satisfied? Are you hanging on the edge of your seat? Sit back and listen in while you feel the beat, yeah. Another myth bites the dust.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Follow Up Friday. I am your host of Follow Up Fridays, Matthew Jarvis. And today in this episode, as with every Friday, want to go back and highlight the action items that you should have been taking away from Monday's episode. Because as you know, it is only the action that you take that will make any difference in your practice. The things that you know will make no difference. An interesting example of this, not related to Monday's episode, but in taking action in general. Early in my career, I had developed a very deep knowledge of tax returns and tax strategies, but I did not know how to take action on these strategies. It wasn't until I started meeting with advisors who were very good at taking action on tax strategy was I able to translate this knowledge into something that delivered massive value to clients. A great resource for that today is, of course, Retirement Tax Services. Unfortunately, that did not exist when I was building my career, but it is a phenomenal resource, Retirement Tax Services. Okay, action items from Monday's episode, which was, of course, on the dangers of giving out your cell phone or what to do if you've given out your cell phone, heaven forbid, to clients. Action item number one is to create a communication policy. Have a written one-page policy for your office that is, at least at first, printed, laminated, and set on everyone's desk so that as you're all creating new habits and helping clients create new habits about communication, it is at a glance there for you to review and to take action on. This communication policy would include what happens when a client calls in. So a client calls in and says, hey, I'd like to talk to Matthew. What does your team respond? Amateur teams say, let me check if he's available. Pro teams say, hey, Matthew's helping another client right now. I'm sure he always loves talking with you. Is there a good time for him to call you back? Can he call you back tomorrow? And then what is this regarding, right? There's a whole chapter in my book on this, but we talk about this at some length. This needs to be there. Also needs to be there so your team knows when they can dial your cell phone. What is a 911 level emergency? These probably only come up once or twice a year. Action item number two is, of course, set up extreme accountability. This is a very difficult habit to break, perhaps second only to checking emails. And the only way I've seen this work successfully is if you have extreme accountability set up, which could be something like every time you answer a client's call on your cell phone, you need to take your cell phone and break it in half. Now, you might say that sounds extreme, which is exactly what this is called, extreme accountability. The only way you're going to break this habit, dare I say addiction, is with some kind of really powerful consequence or reward for following the new system. Action item number three, you need to always be resetting clients' expectations about how they can get a hold of you, especially if you're changing. If your clients are currently used to being able to dial you at any time, day or night, and get a hold of you and talk to you, this needs to change, and it's going to take some time to change. This is where we communicate with clients. This is how I would communicate it. Mr. and Mrs. Client, as my children are growing up, I want to make sure I have more dedicated time with them. Therefore, I will not be answering incoming calls. Though, of course, if something urgent comes up, something emergency 911 level, my team will track me down and we'll talk about this. Otherwise, what we'll do is we'll schedule a time later in the week to discuss this. Now, I've been having this policy in my office for years, and yet at least 3, maybe 4 times a year, certainly in every client newsletter, we're resetting that that expectation so that clients are reminded how it is that they communicate with us. So there are 3 action items for improving your client communication. As always, happy planning.
Hold on before we go. Something that you need to know. This isn't tax, legal, or investment advice. That isn't our intent. Information designed to change lives. Financial planning can make you thrive. Start today, don't think twice. Be a better husband, father, mother, and wife. The perfect RIA, the perfect RIA.